Good afternoon, guys. It's BigLaz, aka Team Chaos, and just as I thought, the wrestling media, by and large, is treating the Vince WWE scandal like it's plutonium. So you have, of course, the usual suspects that will take this story seriously, like Dave Meltzer, like Sap at Fightful, but you also have a lot of the wrestling media who don't want any part of this story because they know their audience doesn't want any part of this story. So that means that they don't make money from views. So of course, all of the usual people that would be up in arms if this story was happening in, say, AEW or TNA, the talking heads like Jim Cornette, Bischoff, Russo, Disco, Conan, you name it, Kanua from Forbes, and of course, Nick Hausman. They're all very quiet about this story. They're not making videos, they're not making special podcasts to talk about it. Crickets. Some of them are even taking pictures and fanboying at the Rumble events and festivities going on right now. It's sick, it's disheartening, but what are you gonna do? Until we shine a light on this stuff and get some new blood into the wrestling media, people that aren't bought and paid for, people that aren't here because they want to be fans of WWE and get the freebies, we're gonna have this. They want to sweep this under the rug. They want to make this story seem not as important as it is, because I need to enjoy my WWE. Slim Jim, thankfully, has the guts to drop their sponsorship for the Royal Rumble. That news broke just a few minutes ago. Good for them. I know there's another show they can sponsor coming up in March called Revolution, Sting's last match. Get that Slim Jim sponsorship over to AEW. Of course, you have the Triple H apologists. Everybody believes, they want to believe, that Triple H had no knowledge of any of this situation. He is the doe-eyed, innocent COO. He knew nothing, he saw nothing. Give me a break. Okay. Triple H has been Vince McMahon's right-hand man, his son-in-law, for 20 years. He knew everything. He saw everything. And he covered it up. For instance, you have this Reddit AMA from Ryan Nemeth, former WWE talent, current AEW talent, in which he details how he stood up for the women in WWE, and Triple H went in front of the entire locker room and called him a liar and said he was making things up because he was bitter. And now, of course, we know, the world knows, that it was true. Triple H has been covering for Vince for years, and there's fans out there that cannot separate the character they saw on TV, the character that they bought into, the superhero, versus the real person. And you can still like the character on TV, you can still buy the toys, but you have to come to terms with the fact that this guy enabled rape, sexual assault for years. He let it happen. He could have had the guts to say no, that's enough, but he didn't. He let it come out this way through back channels, Wall Street Journal reports, lawsuits. So I hope that more comes out. I know that more is going to come out. We'll just have to wait and see. This is just the tip of the iceberg, folks, because there's going to be a lot more coming out about Vince and what his subordinates knew. In fact, just now I'm reading that Brandon Thurston of WrestleNomics confirmed that Triple H, Stephanie McMahon, Nick Khan, and Frank Reddick of the board of directors at WWE, they knew everything from the beginning. They kept it quiet. They covered it up so they could make these big deals with Netflix, the CW, and USA Network. Yeah, more is coming out, and this also goes out to Ari Emanuel, the head honcho over at Endeavor, the parent company of TKO, aka UFC and WWE. A few months ago, Ari Emanuel made headlines because he trashed publicly the enablers of Harvey Weinstein. And now he finds himself in a similar situation where he has to put his money where his mouth is, because he's in charge of a company filled with enablers who allowed sexual assault and rape to go on for decades. Let's see what Ari does. Hopefully he makes the right choice. Let's move on to some good news, some happy news. At least I'm happy about it. The Wrestling Observer reported this morning that AEW expects Mercedes Moné and Okada to join AEW imminently, within maybe the next month. They report that Mercedes Moné is finishing up some acting. Of course, she's one of the co-stars on The Mandalorian. So maybe she's finishing up some Mandalorian, and then she's going to be in AEW. Probably by Revolution in March. Then, of course, you have the New Japan legend Kazuchika Okada. Now, rumors that were floating around that he might be going to WWE, it was never going to happen. He wants to live in Japan and work in the United States. He wasn't going to be able to do that with WWE. And then, of course, his scandal comes out. Now, there's no way. He was always going to be all elite. And they're saying that his debut is believed to be imminent. Then, of course, you have the news that was previously reported about Will Ospreay. He has one more match in New Japan Pro Wrestling, and then he will be AEW bound. And he has confirmed himself that he will be at Revolution in March. Then, we're not done yet. We've got Megan Bayne. She was working in Stardom in Japan, and she made a name for herself with some, great matches over there. And now she's coming to AEW soon. She just finished up there about a week ago. And last but not least, you have an AEW original, Pac, on his way back from injury, which he sustained last year. And he's been backstage at AEW getting ready for his return. So, wow, you've got some big reinforcements coming in to the company over the next month, maybe 2 months. And it's going to be great. And then, of course, you've got the other rumors about Drew McIntyre's contract is coming up after WrestleMania. Finn Balor's contract is also coming up after WrestleMania. For some reason, neither of these guys have re-signed with WWE. Usually, WWE will be way ahead of the curve in locking up these guys well before they become free agents. So that's another one. Those are two to keep a look at. So exciting times in wrestling. And tonight we have Rampage with some big matches on the card. We got Jon Moxley versus Lee Moriarty. We've got Anna Jay versus Ruby Soho. And of course, tomorrow night, Saturday Night Collision, head-to-head with the Royal Rumble. I am not entertaining the idea of watching the Rumble. Never was. Especially not now. I don't see how anybody could support that product with all of those enablers and a rapist still there. So, we have AEW Collision tomorrow night. The big trios cage match. House of Black versus FTR and Daniel Garcia. That's going to be huge. We also have just announced on Wednesday the American Dragon Bryan Danielson versus New Japan legend Yuji Nagata. It's going to be a great show. So hopefully I'll have a review set up for that one. Probably coming out Sunday. All right, guys. Peace out.